What's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl EJ, and welcome back to my channel. Now, today we're going to be talking about the family business and the Black Hamptons crossover. Now, the Black Hamptons is back. If you have not seen the Black Hamptons, then you definitely got to check it out. This is a Carl Weber based television show, so it's based off of his book entitled The Black Hamptons that he and LaJill Hunt co-wrote together. Now, this book is actually a really good book. You got to check it out if you have not read it already. Now, there are some crossovers in the Black Hamptons. Now, if you are a Carl Weber fan, if you have been following Carl Weber, then you know that he loves to cross over his characters. There's so many countless times that he has done it in the books that he has written. Now, I have not read all of Carl Weber books yet, but I am getting awfully close to reading them all. But he has some that, that he didn't write, but that, other people wrote. But anyway, I'm going off topic here. But anywho, I said all of this to say that we're going to talk about some of the crossover points. Now, one of the first crossover points that we find is from last season. Last season, we saw that Anthony was going through it because Carolyn had, she had gotten that ass, y'all. I mean, she really, really was about to bankrupt him and take down his entire business, all because she wanted some land and he wasn't willing to just yield to her. So she did what she does. And Vanessa comes through with the save because Vanessa is upset about having to sign a prenup agreement. Like, I don't understand what is the deal with everybody being mad about these prenups. She know goodness well that Malcolm does not really want to be married to her, that Malcolm wanted to be married to Morgan. So why do you even care about a prenup? Why even marry him? Why not just keep getting the money that you've been getting instead of trying to get more like this? Anyway, because I'm about to go on a rant with that. That don't make no sense. But so we meet Alexander Cora through Vanessa and Wyclef. Wyclef is the one who makes the introduction, and now he is investing inside of Anthony's business, right? But the thing is that we all know who Alexander Cora is. Now, if you are a family business fan, then you'll remember Alexander Cora was definitely a nemesis of our beloved LC. And LC and the family had to take him down a couple of notches, back the season before last. This wasn't last season, but the season right before that. Now, we know that the Duncans pretty much disabled a lot of his business, but Alexander Cora is a billionaire. So it's not like, they were able to completely take him off the map. But anyway, so now Alexander Cora and Anthony are in business together, and Anthony has no clue who has gotten in bed with. Now, the next crossover portions that we're going to see is we're also going to see Aries again. Now, if you remember in the family business, Aries had gotten kidnapped along with Sagittarius. May she rest in peace. Now, we also know that Cora's wife, Dominique, left him. She left him for the new Don, as a matter of fact. So, so Cora just kind of hanging out with himself at this point. But we are going to see Aries. So, one key piece of information that we are going to find out is that this is about a year and a half after the situation with him and the Duncans. So at that point, it means that it also has to be after the situation with Larry, because remember, Aries and Sagittarius were rescued in last season. And then we find out that, Sagittarius and Paris know each other. And of course, Sagittarius gets killed in that whole big shootout. So it's safe to say that the Black Hamptons is taking place after all of that stuff has went down, right? So that's kind of where we are with the timeline. Now, a few other pieces of the crossover that we are going to see is we're going to see. Oh, but before I move on, let me go back for a second, back to Aries, because y'all know Aries ain't ish, right? Aries was the one who was dating Sasha at first, and then of course he got with Brandy in order to try to get her to give him in order to get her to work for them to create fire, because she was the only one that could come close to creating anything like heat. But turns out she created a horrible drug. It was killing people and all types of stuff. But anywho, so now Aries has set his eyes out on Leslie in the Black Hamptons, y'all. That is going to be interesting to watch. We definitely got to keep a watch out for what's going to go down with that. So another crossover that we got to see was with Detroit. We're going to learn that Detroit is the fraternity brother of Christopher, who in the Black Hamptons is being played by Blue Kimball, who is in a situationship with Carolyn Britton. But most importantly, he is a lawyer that she has hired to help keep her husband in prison a little while longer while she puts her gameplay in place in order to keep his banks and keep his company or whatnot. And we learned that his uncle is the judge. So he's using that relationship in order to help the Britons. Well, they were paid, and you know how it is, money talk. So there's that. Now, another interesting crossover that we're going to get is we're going to get a crossover with LoJack. Turns out LoJack is actually Mike's cousin. Now, Mike is the business partner of Anthony. Now, Mike has been trying to warn Anthony that Cora is not all that he seems and that he's been hearing some things, but Anthony just didn't want to believe it. He just like, this is just rumors, yada, yada, yada. So Mike is going to take him to see LoJack. Now, LoJack, from the beginning, if you go back to the Brother X era, is kind of where we first are introduced to LoJack when he helps Brother X with the car, and then Curtis and London are going to kind of come him up, trying to get the information. That's kind of where we see LoJack. At that time, he's still being a little shady. But then later on, we're going to see LoJack again, and he's trying to be more on the up and up. He's trying to do less criminal activities, and he and London seem to have a little spark. And based off of what he says in this last episode, he says, my girl's family took Alexander Cora down a notch about a year and a half ago, right? Which means that he and London must have definitely, completely got together, because that sounded like a present tense thing when he said, my girl. Now, my girl could be my girl, or it could be just like my homegirl. I don't know. I guess we shall find out. So, anywho, that's who LoJack is. And he, like I said, is the cousin of Mike, and he is the one that's putting them up on game about who Alexander Cora really is. Now, of course, the biggest crossover is going to be Alexander Cora, because we know that he is a shrewd businessman. We know that he has ties to the underworld. We know that he is a drug dealer. We know that he is a class A criminal. And now he's in bed with the nice, kind Anthony Johnson, who just wants to be a legit businessman, who's just trying to get his company, Sydney Tech, to the next level. And now he's going to have to deal with this. So this is definitely going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, and to see where they go with Alexander Cora's character inside of this. And it's interesting to see some of his business dealings outside of his criminal world. But we all know that that person is still one and the same. So I feel like if he feels a certain way, he will bring that criminal aspect into it, meaning that, Anthony and Mike might need to be worried about what happens to them if they cannot get these phone situations together. So that's what's up with the crossover, guys. That's where we're at so far. I'm hoping that we have more crossovers, in the future. I love when these shows cross over. It's one of my favorite things. It's one of the reasons why I love Carl Weber books so much. They're so intriguing to me, because he does bring in all of these different characters, and a lot of them cross over a lot. So anyway, guys, let me know what you thought about the crossovers between the family business and the Black Hamptons. Are you watching the Black Hamptons? Are you ready for the family business to come back out? What are your thoughts about Alexander Cora and what he has going on in this particular episode? Meanwhile, guys, if you like this video, make sure to go ahead and like the video, guys. Share the video with someone. If you're new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to your girl channel. Turn your notifications so that you do not miss out on any of my future Black Hamptons family business crossover videos. Until next time, guys, peace.
I was forced to start over when we fell apart. Could have had it all, but you pushed me right into his arms. You wanted to break, I wanted to stay. Look what you made me give my love away. You made a mistake. Say that you've changed, but it's too late. I gave my love away. The facts. You're the one who left. I just quit taking you back. Maybe I should just give someone else a chance. Why should I sit here waiting on you? I am enough forever or never type of it's not fair to me or my heart. I was forced to start over when we fell apart. Could've had it all, but you pushed me right into his arms. You wanted to break, I wanted to stay. Look what you made